actually.
Recording in progress.
Awesome. All right.
I'm reading your pillow. I'm like, what does that say?
Straight Talk with Sally. I'm so excited that you're joining me today for our podcast batching day. Earlier on today, we had the lovely Anne-Marie Cross join us. And next up, we have a beautiful lady who is a TEDx speaker, a podcaster, a beauty biohacker, and a Clubhouse and Instagram influencer who focus on holistic beauty. And we've spent hours and hours and hours together in Clubhouse, and I'm so excited to have her on the show today. She's the founder of Molina Glow, a certified holistic health and life coach and former medical sales specialist, ranked top 3 nationally in sales and pharmaceutical arena. But her personal story of domestic violence survival has led her to become a model on a mission to redefine the why surrounding people's beauty choices and practices. I am so excited to hit this button and bring on in Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
I'm so excited to have you on. I mean, we have spent loads and loads of time together on Clubhouse, and all I see is that little round circle. But actually, to have you in the room with me for a change, it's so nice.
It is nice.
So before we get stuck into your topic today, which I'm super interested to learn more about, just tell us a little bit about you and, what makes you sparkle.
Oh gosh, I love that. What makes me sparkle besides the rainbows and unicorns and sugar and spice and all everything nice? Uh, can that be my answer? No. What makes me sparkle is what makes all of us sparkle. We all have this shine that we're all born with. It's just, do you want to accept it or not? So that's really it.
Yeah. And what made you sort of get into the industry that you're in?
Well, I would say my looks. I started at the age of 5. I was scouted to model, and I just never looked back from then.
Wow. How lucky. Like, have you, and I mean, it's probably a very tough industry to be in as well.
It's very tough. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It's learning to love yourself and know that it's not against you because there's a lot of criticism, obviously, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
for
not,
sure.
maybe you're not this, you're not that. And so you start thinking that this is true when it's not, but you just build a thick skin after it.
That's so good. Like, because to me, that would be so hard being critiqued and criticized and all of the things because of the way you look. I mean, you're born with the skin you're in, right? It's not as though
Yes.
you were blessed, really, right? So, but then to put that out there to people, I mean, it definitely takes guts.
Maybe, but I think, because I was so young, you kind of don't really know,
Mm, yeah,
and you
yeah, yeah.
just kind of get used to it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, well, you started so young and if it's all you've known, then you sort of grow up in it, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
today's episode is actually about your what is your why, but of course the beauty edition. So what is your why? Can you tell us a bit about first the beauty circle tool that you created? I'm so excited to learn about this.
Yeah, sure. So the beauty circle is this tool that I have used throughout the years without knowing that I use this circle. And there are categories that I realize when people ask me, how do I achieve a great life? How do I achieve a beautiful life? How do I look beautiful, feel beautiful? And it always came down to the same 10 things. It was relationship, water intake, bowels, skin, makeup, all these little things that made this circle into 10 categories. And so what I do is I decided, why not put them in a circle? Why not grade yourself in the most positive way and say, okay, where am I at in my water intake? Where am I at in my conscious eating? Where am I at in my skincare, my make, et cetera, et cetera? And then see where can I improve in? So when you have it visually there, kind of like a toddler, because we need to make it simple, right? You see the circle, you fill it in, and you can see it, and then you can actually make changes if you want, of course. You don't have to, but it's just really cool. So I came up with this tool to give to people, to my clients, to my friends, to my daughter, so that it can help them be the best version of themselves and they can keep themselves accountable for it.
So I love that. I love a good framework, right? So, I mean, being in sort of life coaching industry, we get lots of different frameworks and modalities to work around. So, tell me a little bit more about each of these little sections within the circle. I'm really interested.
Yeah, of course. So there's 10 sections. There's water intake, there's joy, there's relationship, there's skin, there's makeup, there's bowel, there's movement, there's sleep, spirituality, and relationships.
Yeah.
And obviously each category can be as superficial as to, you know, makeup, literally like how much makeup you put on, or it can go into as deep as to why you're wearing the makeup, how much money are you spending on the makeup, how much time. We can go in really deep and we can get to the why behind our choices, right? That's
Yeah.
ultimately the work.
Yeah. And talking about the why, what is the why behind what it is that you do?
So the why behind what I do is really to identify why we're doing anything for beauty. Why are you buying this makeup? Why are you dyeing your hair? Why are you buying these clothes, cars, whatever it is? Because really, I think everything is beauty and life is beautiful. So that goes into everywhere. So once we've identified what drives you, what's motivating you to get there, then we can actually do it with a purpose and really be darn good at it.
That's so good. I mean, everything starts with our why. We once we understand that, and it's amazing how many people don't sit down and spend the time to figure out their why, and they're just kind of floating through
Yeah.
life aimlessly without actually any purpose because they don't take that time. And that always really surprises me. So I really love how you're amazing, how you've the whole beauty regime and health and all of that within your industry, you've created, the circle for people to dig deeper into their why as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, share with us, how you were able to turn what others would, it's pain, it's tragedy, and a really hard life experience, and all that hurt that came along with it, into a beautiful, powerful thing.
Yeah, that's such a great question, Sally. You know what it is? I believe that there's a lesson in everything.
Mm.
There's a reason why everything happens. And like part of me needs to believe that because that comes with the hope of something better. But there's a lesson. And once you identify, right, we go back to the why is this happening? If you start identifying the lessons, or I call them graduations, or I say, like, oh, I must be in a final in my life. Like if I pass this final, and I get all the right questions. Like I view it like that. And that's kind of what gets me through the pain and the hurt. And like, it was a difficult time in my life. And then I saw the beauty. I'm like, look at the lessons, look at all the amazing gifts that I got when I finished my final. At least that's what I tell myself. And it works. And it's truly amazing when we start being grateful for the lessons versus just, staying in the pain and the hurt.
Oh, so beautiful. And the way you've actually explained that through the lessons, the graduation, like you're in school, like the school of life, really.
Yeah.
And lots of people could take those experiences and not want to improve themselves or look back. And in a way, you're thankful, but not in a, you're not thankful that
Right.
from the bad things are still bad, but
Correct.
to take that and turn it into a positive, it really, it takes great mindset skills and also a knowing of and an understanding of yourself and your personal growth. That's just, it's such a beautiful story that you now are using that to influence and inspire other people. And honestly, it's a powerful thing. You're so amazing. And I mean, I've spent countless hours with you listening to you speak, and me dropping some jams and music inside a clubhouse
Yes.
and having lots and lots of fun over there. But it, everything comes back to our why. And so tell me more about how you are using your influence to help others to discover that.
Yeah, well, obviously there's the TEDx where people get to know my story and know what I've been through. That kind of makes me credible in terms of the life experience or the Academy of Life. And then the modeling, right? Like people usually don't associate people who maybe have this life and go through pain. They usually don't go together. So I kind of use that to teach people that there's so many different things that we go through in life, and you can still come out of it. You can still be on top, you can still be beautiful, you can still be strong and own yourself with the lessons that I've gotten through life. And I'm here sharing my experience to hopefully provide some hope, some encouragement to the people who might be going through something hopefully not similar. But we all have our battles and we all feel things differently.
Yeah, and so true. We all have our own stories to share. And I always say it's so wrong if you've been through something, you've come out on the other side, not to share that with others. And I'm so grateful that you have, because your story has empowered so many other people as well. And being brave enough to get up on TEDx and share that, like, that is a world-class stage that you've been on.
Well, thank you, Sally. It really does mean a lot to me because we have spent countless hours. We can calculate them into weeks or months because they've been a lot of hours together. And it is so nice to hear a fellow peer, colleague say that. And I appreciate you for just giving me the opportunity to share my story even further.
Yeah. And honestly, I love what you're doing. And you know, we always have so much fun, and
Yes.
just being able to see you face to face for a change rather than that
Yes.
little round circle, it's so nice. And the energy and the smiles, and we were all talking about hair colors and everything before we
Yes.
came in live. Now look, this is part of the interview where I love to move into sparkle questions to dig a little
Okay.
deeper. So what
Yes.
I would love to know from you is, we have three sparkling questions for you. So the first one is, what is one common myth in your profession that you would like to bust?
Oof. In the beauty space, a common myth is that things are perfect. Perfection isn't really a thing.
Mm.
That's the biggest myth that I'd like to debunk, because there are a lot of filters and photoshopping, and like that's been more public recently, but for centuries, I want to say centuries, because people have been drawing things or changing things or painting things that are not really there. And we've been buying, subscribing to that image and holding ourselves accountable for something that isn't even real. People don't even look like that. The real people who are taking the pictures, that's not what they look like in real life. So that's the myth I'd like to debunk.
Yeah, even you were talking about like art and everything going back. I remember when I was studying graphic design years ago, we actually did go back through history and look at some of the paintings that they did versus the real human body. And like, there's ribs missing, and, shoulders are bigger than natural. And these were in sculptures and paintings. So yeah, like, it's been going on for centuries about morphing the human body to something that they think is perfect, but perfectionism really doesn't exist. And those sorts of things are what hold people back, right? When people are
Correct.
in a belief like, I am a perfectionist, that statement alone really irritates me, because nobody is perfect. You can't be.
Yeah,
And if you put
we
that kind
can't.
of pressure on yourself, then you're just holding yourself back from like a happier life, right?
1000%. And like, again, if there is no perfection, how can you be a perfectionist? It doesn't exist.
Exactly right. I love that. All right. So my next question for you is, who are
Yes.
three people that have helped to support and inspire you along your journey?
Oh my gosh. It's going to be so cheesy. So cheesy. It's not like any famous people. To me, they're famous. One in the order would be my daughter. That little nugget, who is now 17, has inspired me in ways that I did not even know could be possible. Hope, just resilient, just so many, just watching a baby crawl or try to stand up and then fall again and they just get right back up 1,000 times. Like that is so inspiring to me. Like nothing is holding them back. They're not thinking, wait, am I being perfect when I stand up? Well, I'm not going to do that again. Right.
Yeah.
So that's one. The next one would be my mom. She inspires me, her resiliency, the way that she thinks outside the box. A lot of the things that she has instilled in me have inspired me, continue to inspire me way beyond than I'd like to accept. Really, because it is true. And then lastly, I would say my boyfriend. He has been really through ups and downs, through my meltdowns, through my glamorous times. He's been there no matter what, and especially when I have my meltdowns or I'm a little hangry. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's right
100%.
there with the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are three people, like really not like celebrities or people have like a book or someone, but these are the people who are like concrete in my life, who have been there to support me and inspire me and remind me of who I am when I've lost my way at times.
That's so beautiful because when you were talking about your daughter, my daughter is 16, so very close in age.
Yes.
And yeah, the resilience that she's had, and I would say especially at the moment, like us locally, we've been in lockdown for, well, apparently as of next week, in lockdown the longest of anywhere in the world.
Wow.
And my daughter's, for literally nearly the last 2 years, has been homeschooling away from her away from her peers, because kids, their whole world is their friends at that age.
Yes.
But the resilience that she shows, and it breaks my heart to see. I remember when I was young, and the freedom you have at that age, not being able to
Yes.
have that now. But then your story about how they fall down and get back up again. And honestly, it's also because of you, because you're an inspiring mum to look up to. I hope that my daughter would look up to me and see, I'm not the normal, stay-at-home mum or anything like that, right? And the same as you, that we hope that we lead by example as well, to bring up these really passionate, driven kids.
Yeah, for sure. And Sally, I just want to say you are a sparkling mom. You are amazing in your own right. You do amazing things. And I have no doubt that your daughter looks up to you and she has some big shoes to fill, but I know she'll make it.
Yeah, look, I honestly, I do worry sometimes, because I am such an entrepreneur and not like the doting, cuddly mother that,
Yeah.
my mum was never a doting, cuddly mother. Maybe I get it from her as well. I do, yeah. Sometimes I worry because she's got a closer relationship with my husband, because he's the
Oh,
nurturer. He was put on the
okay.
planet to be a dad.
Good. Well, that's a good balance.
Yeah, definitely. Now, my next question for you is, if you were to step into my shoes and you were interviewing yourself, what is a question that you would have asked yourself?
Oh goodness, Sally. So a question that I would have asked myself would be to share the number one beauty secret that no one shares with you, that is totally free, that you should know about, and like literally, like it's just skimmed over.
Okay. Well, please
And
share.
you want to know?
Yeah, I do. I totally want to know.
It's hygiene. It's hygiene. It's cleanliness. Wash your face, have a good routine, make sure that your pillows are clean. Like, a lot of people say, oh, I can't, I still have acne and it's not working. I'm taking the medication, I'm doing everything, but they change their pillow once a year, the pillowcase. There's bacteria on that. Their makeup brushes, right? Hygiene. Let's go back to the tools that you use. They need to be washed. So that's just it. Even your makeup palettes, like clean them off, rub them off. It's bacteria that you're transferring. So that's the number one secret. You just be hygienic with as long as you wash your face,
Yeah.
you're already like 90% there, because everything else is just like aesthetics, like just splatting on something. You don't want to put makeup on like bumps and scars and dirt. It's going to show up. So
Yeah.
that's my number one secret that people don't ask me and that I would have asked myself.
Yeah, very interesting though. Like I never think to like wipe off my palettes or like clean them off. I mean, I do spray and clean my brushes after I use them, but when I first moved out of home many years ago, many years ago, my mum gave me her beauty box. And it had in all these old Mary Kay products, and they were probably 30 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And it just made me think of like, how long she held on to makeup, and then like how dirty it really, like I'd never really thought about it until you mentioned that, like how dirty it probably was. Back
Yeah.
when I was that young, I had no idea. I try to keep my makeup pretty clean now. When I learnt about the spray for your brushes after you use them, I was like, oh my
Yes.
goodness, that is so good.
So good. But yeah, people don't talk about that when you watch YouTube, unless you're like a makeup artist and you're told like you need to clean after every use, then it's a step that people skip, and an important one. Because like, let's just say, Sally, you had an eye infection or something because something got in your eye, you rubbed it, whatever, you had on mascara, you put on some blush or some shadow,
Yeah.
then you dipping that brush back in the palette, you're taking that bacteria, putting it there, you just keep on reinfecting yourself. So I
Yeah.
know that's gross, but
No, it is so
the
super important to
reality.
share that with people, because I guess not many people think about like cleaning your brush after every use. I mean, I always clean my foundation one, but I don't always clean my eye one. So thank you. Good tip. I should do that every single time, because I probably only do it maybe once or so a week, like after, it starts to get a bit dirty. So yeah, really, really great advice. So I'm definitely going to be taking something away today. Always be learning with the student hat on. So thank you
Yes,
for that.
you're
All
welcome.
right. I always like to allow you a chance, because you're amazing and I love what it is that you do and how you inspire people. So if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
They can go on my Instagram at Elizabeth__Molina, or they can check out the website elizabethmolinainc.com. And the beauty circle is there totally for free. You can download it, check it out, print as many as you want, share them with your friends, kids, family, mom. Like, everyone enjoys doing them because it's just kind of cool.
Yeah, awesome. Now, you have been a great guest, and I want you to finish this sentence. I always get all my guests to finish. So,
Oh my
I
gosh.
want you to say, "Hi, I'm Elizabeth and I sparkle because."
I'm Elizabeth and I sparkle because this was so hard. Okay. I'm Elizabeth and I sparkle because I am perfect.
You are in your
Perfect the
own.
way that I was supposed to be.
Yeah, you are exactly who you are supposed to be right
That's
now
what I mean.
in this moment. And honestly, I've listened to you speak many, many times, and you inspire. And so often I'll hear people like so grateful for your advice and all the tips and things that you share. I mean, I've been a little laxed in the clubhouse arena in the last month. We've had a lot of things going on in our world, but you've been in some of those really long rooms with us as well, where we go for days or months and
Days. Yeah.
24/7s. And have you done any of the meetups that they've been organizing over there?
Uh, I did one kind of sort of meetup, but then I haven't really been on social for about like 4 months, to be honest. This is like the first time I'm kind of back on. And
Mm-hmm.
like, of course, I had to do it for you, Sally.
Yay. Well, yeah, I've been a lot quieter than I've used to have been. We've been super flat out with new, like really, really busy with lots of new things happening. But yeah, I am always really jealous watching you guys over there in America and catching up, and like they're doing meetups and that over there right now of all the people that
Yeah.
we never get to see face to face. It's just a little round circle. So
Yeah.
even though I can't get out of Australia and come visit you, this is the next best thing. At least being able to see you smile and have you in our little sparkly world for a visit. And I'm super grateful that you said yes to come and have a chat with us. So thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Sally, so much. And when you're in New York, come and visit
I
when the
totally.
world gets its stuff together.
Yeah, I know, right? Soon, hopefully. Oh,
Yes.
I'm so sick of lockdowns that we keep getting here in Australia. I cannot wait to get to America. And I really wanted to go to the Traffic and Conversion Summit that was on. And I've been wanting to get there for like the last few years and still can't get out of the country, let alone out of my own house half the time.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I can't wait to be able to come back to
Next year,
America.
next year.
Yes, yes, for sure. I'll be flying
Are
all over
there,
the country, meeting all my clubhouse buddies.
oh my God, yes. Are there any meetups in Australia?
No, nobody's planned anything. I mean, half of the country can't even cross borders at the moment. So we've had
Oh
a really
God.
low supply of all the vaccines and things. So um, it's been crazy. I know a few of our clients are like, you could like literally walk into McDonald's and, be looked after with a vaccine over there in some places. But
Yeah.
yeah, Delta went crazy through our country. So got to do what
Oh
they tell you
no.
to do.
Well,
Luckily,
yeah,
this is my world online anyway. So I'm super grateful that I wasn't in an industry that has been too badly affected by all of the
right.
lockdowns. But I feel for those that, are builders and,
I know.
people that run restaurants and things like they're just going out of business. It's so sad.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. But I honestly, things are going to get better. We have a lot of lessons to learn here, right? Look at what do we learn during this time,
Yeah.
and then let's just make it beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, beautiful lady. It's been so lovely to have you as a guest and to meet you face to face finally. And
Yes.
I want to just let everybody know if you want to join us and ever follow any of our podcast batching days, you can head to Sparkle Clubhouse to join the podcast batching days and also any of the little sparkly things that we also do every Monday or Sunday as well. We do a lot of live streaming and teaching inside of the Sparkle world. But thanks again to our amazing guest, Elizabeth. And as always, guys, this is the last podcast batching session for today. We will be back in another 2 weeks for another batching day. But have a great day. And as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. I'll see you next time. Bye.